yeah, everybody sees these dogs and they think like, oh man, they're big, or I want one, and this and that. They may not necessarily understand that owning a Cane Corso is a huge commitment and it takes a lot. Like there will be a lifestyle change. If you're accustomed to not having a dog, and even if you might have a different breed or something like that, but you may have a different breed and you may be accustomed to doing things a certain way, but all of that is going to change when you get a Cane Corso puppy. You're going to want to really try to get it right the first time. There will be mistakes made along the way. I mean, I didn't do everything perfect. I tried. I done a lot of research. Some of you guys who might be here who you have interest in getting a Cane Corso, maybe you already have one, and you're just trying to do research and talk to other people who have Corsos and gain as much knowledge as you can, so you can raise the best pup that you can raise. And that's really ideally what you should be doing. And combining that with previous experience you might have, or whatever the case, right? But they, like I said, they get in these situations where they get a pup, and then I wasn't prepared for this. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't think it was gonna get so big. I didn't realize the vet bill was gonna be so much. I didn't realize there was gonna be higher insurance premiums for a Cane Corso or whatever. Or my neighbors didn't like this, or I can't keep them here. I got an apartment, and I don't have the space. And they start figuring out as they go, and a lot of those questions could have been answered up front through maybe tapping into a stream like this, or watching some video, YouTube University. Go find some videos, type up your questions, see if somebody has already answered it before. But they just they see the dogs on TV. They've been featured in like Game of Thrones, and TV series Atlanta. They had a couple on there, and beautiful dogs. My favorite breed. I love them to death, but I understand like Cane Corsos are not for everybody. All right, and you may think like you may want to take that challenge or whatever, but I see a lot of times where they end up getting rehomed. I see the rehome posts across Facebook a lot, in groups. I also see they end up in shelters and they don't always get adopted. I've seen a recent article where they had Cane Corso. I guess it was recommended to me because I'm always typing Cane Corso or whatever, so my feed is normally filled with Cane Corso ads, videos, articles, and all that stuff. But I knew immediately when I saw a picture, I was like, "Oh, that's a Corso." But it was one that was in a shelter somewhere, and this lady, she adopted him, and nobody wanted to take him home because there's a lot, especially one that's you didn't raise from a pup. So it's definitely a big challenge. You got to have some patience and understanding, and the willingness to work through some of the issues, because you didn't know what that dog might have been through prior to you getting there, right? And then you have a dog of that size and magnitude. Things can happen fast, and you're not talking about the range of damage, I guess, that can be done is a lot higher than just if you're adopting a Yorkie or something like that, right? But yeah, sometimes going back to the original point, they will, give the dogs up, and it's sad to see. And they try, maybe they had great intentions, but they get a little bit over the head, and it's not, it's not great. But